Days Gone was released in 2019 and it undoubtedly became one of the greatest open world and survival horror games. It was like a breakthrough in horror survival genre because of the creativity which the developers used in it. The concept of a drifter surviving in an apocalyptic world with using just a bike as a means of travel is something which was never seen in the survival horror genre. And not just this, the concept of a single character taking an entire horde of zombies was also very new and challenging for the survival horror community. But Days Gone's gameplay mechanics and open world mechanics aren't the only factors which make this game remarkable. Its story and characters have played a major role in that too. The story and the characters carry a lot of illustrations about real world and a lot of life lessons and moral values too, which we are gonna discuss in this brand new episode of SIVG, which stands for Secret Illustrations of Video Games. So let's begin now. In the beginning of the game, we are clearly shown that this game tries to tell us the meaning of true love. Like how Deacon puts Sarah on the chopper even after being told by O'Brien that only two people can be on that chopper. And I really loved how this game showed us the meaning of true love and true friendship in one cutscene. The game showed us in the very beginning that Deacon is not just an amazing husband, but is also a great friend. And this continues in the entire game too. No matter what Deacon went through, he never lost his dignity. And moreover, he never lost his true self. If he says that he's not going to let someone die, then he means it. He's a perfect example that a man can be both an amazing friend and a good partner to his wife. Bros before women type meme makers should definitely take notes. The next thing which we get to learn about Deacon was that he's quite a compassionate person, because even though Leon killed one of his friends and even mocked her in front of him and made fun of her death, then also he killed him instantly instead of leaving him for the freaks. Later he even says that no matter what a man has done, he should never be left for the freaks, which shows us his and Boozer's kind-hearted nature. They may not follow the laws and regulations which common folk follow, but still they are not bad men. Next thing which we saw in Days Gone was this really heart-touching quote which Deacon says to Boozer, because Boozer almost gave up on life after his arm got amputated. He realized that he would never be able to ride his bike, which was really harsh on him because he was a biker. Deacon decided to knock some sense into him by saying this wonderful quote. Do you know why we keep going? Because what the hell can we do besides that? After hearing this quote, there was only one question in my mind, and that was that how the fuck can anyone still think that video games are useless? Like, you won't believe me, but I have watched countless movies till now, but not a single one have influenced me this much as video games did. No disrespect to any media, but this made me realize that how big of a treasure video games are, especially games like Days Gone. Okay, so the next thing which Days Gone has beautifully showed us is to never follow any kind of cult or organization blindly. The Rippers, which were called Rest in Peace in the game, used to talk about that how becoming like zombies can actually free one from everything in life. The way they brainwashed people into cutting and torturing themselves and other humans clearly shows us that life is way too precious and is not in the slightest worth for wasting on any kind of cult. Next thing which Days Gone has wonderfully illustrated is the concept of animal-human bonding. When Boozer found out that the Rippers were killing dogs for no apparent reason, he became furious as hell and was nearly ready to kill each and every last one of them. As a pet owner myself, it even hurted me, to be frank. Later in the game, when Boozer was going through a really tough mental state, his depression from losing his arm and from the fact that he will never be able to ride his bike, and all this happened when the entire world was on the brink of end. This kind of situation can drove anyone to suicide. But fortunately, Boozer had the best man as a close friend. Deacon knew that Boozer was a dog lover and didn't hesitate to look for a place where a puppy could be found. As soon as he brought the puppy for Boozer, Boozer went from someone who was just breathing to someone who suddenly found a reason to live. And through this sequence, this game tried to explain us the importance of pets like dogs and cats. We may not be same as them, but they can play a huge role in making our lives better. The very reasons that humans started to have pets was that we needed someone besides other humans for the means of friendship and emotional support. So I really liked how wonderfully Days Gone conveyed the concept of human-animal bonding through this. It is truly a delight. Another thing which Days Gone has shown us is that what happens when dumbasses are in power. Nero didn't do shit for the people who lost their loved ones to the freaks. Instead of spreading awareness about that, how to deal with the freaks and sharing information about them to public, they were shooting people on sight who accidentally came across their bases, which clearly shows us that how corrupted shitheads can be a demise for all of us. They tried to portray this again in the final saga of the game when Colonel Garrett, a crazy fascist, openly decided to kill each and every survivor out there who refuses to cooperate with the militia. And he used the name of God and religion to brainwash others and made them believe only he was right and the rest were all enemies of mankind. Honestly, if you ask me, then Colonel's character carries a lot of similarities with our reality. Now why is that? Well, I won't prefer to go deeper into this controversial topic, so we are gonna move forward. Before discussing more illustrations, let's discuss some interesting facts about Days Gone. In the entire history of fictions which involves zombies, Days Gone is the one and only one in which it was revealed that the zombies are evolving and are communicating with each other. None of the zombies present in any movie, web show or video game have this ability. But Days Gone's concept about the possibility of zombies evolving and probably surpassing humans in terms of intelligence is terrifying and really interesting to think about. And not just this, Days Gone is also the first fiction in which the process of turning a zombie to human was shown. In other fictions, it is always shown that the protagonist finds the cure for the virus and the people who have already turned have no way to return as normal humans. But in Days Gone, it was actually tried to turn a zombie back to a human. I know that it failed, but it was natural of them to show Sarah failing because turning a zombie back to a human is definitely a really complex process and can never be accomplished in one shot. But still, the very idea of a possibility about zombie turning back to a human is very new and is actually baffling in a lot of ways if you ask me. Alright, now so coming back to our next illustration, which is loyalty. Even though Deacon knew about the possibility that Boozer may die and that he might be a dead weight for him, yet he never abandoned him and didn't even consider the thought of leaving him behind. Most people in his situation will probably avoid carrying any dead weight, but Deacon's loyalty as a friend is just impressive. And not just as a friend, Deacon's loyalty as a husband is also remarkable. He knew that he had lost Sarah, and he even knew that he may never see her again. But still, the thought of remarrying never crossed his mind, which clearly proves that he's a great role model for men. Far greater than this scum. And as for the last lesson of this video, Days Gone wonderfully taught us that unity among human beings is really necessary for the survival and prosperity of mankind. Colonel tried his best to boast about holy war and shit, but eventually some of his own people ended up betraying him, which resulted in his demise. It didn't matter that how bad Iron Mike, Ada Tucker and Mark Copeland hated each other, but deep down they all knew that fighting with each other will only bring doom and nothing else. It clearly tries to tell us that humans won't be able to survive any kind of apocalypse if they don't show cooperation and unity. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all in the next video. Take care and bye bye.